dear friends, masters, and gods, a very good evening to you all. Mahavatar TV warmly welcomes you to the 21 days free holistic wellness program, batch 22, day 19. Before commencing the session, I would like to say pranams to you all and to our Guruji Rangana sir, our Grandmaster Mahashi Patriji, our great Grandmaster Mahavatar Babaji, and to all the great Grandmasters and to the universe. So, let's warmly welcome Deepika Madam, who has graciously joined us today to share the insights and the life and teachings of Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi, who taught us that ultimate truth lies within. And that self inquiry, asking the question, who am I, is the direct path to realize our true nature. His life was a shining example of simplicity, compassion, and spiritual truth. So, today, Madam will guide us through the essence of his teaching, helping us connect to the timeless wisdom that Maharshi shared with humanity. So, I invite everyone to listen with open hearts and minds. Over to you, Madam.
Thank you so much, Lekosh Garu. And good evening to all masters. And good evening to good evening to all masters. And today we shall learn about Ramana Maharshi. Okay. So seek his blessings. Please looking you. And let's start. So you all know about Ramana Maharshi, right? So we'll remind about his past, like how the transformation had happened. Okay, so in a small town of Tiruchilli, Virudhunagar district, Tamil Nadu. So it's like 30 miles away from Madurai in South India. So the legend speaks like Lord Shiva saving the land from a deluge. Shiva diverted the floods away from the place on 3 separate occasions. So I'm telling about just Thalapuranam where Ramana Maharshi has took place. So it is Tiruchilli and it's in Virudhunagar district, Tamil Nadu. So Lord Shiva have saved the land and he diverted the floods away from the place on 3 separate occasions. And since Shiva swirled floods here, the place came to be known as Tiruchilli. Chulli in Tamil means to swirl. So by planting his trident into the earth, Shiva created a hole for the water to flow into. So at that place where he planted his trident stands the large temple at Bhuminateshwara, the Lord of the earth. So the Dinakareshwara Lingam was worshipped by sun, Vishnu, Indra, Brahma, Bhudevi, sage Gautama, and Arjuna, and many others. So Parvati is said to have meditated upon Shiva, seeking his hand in marriage. So this event is commemorated in the Amman Tapas Utsavam in the month of Adi for 10 days each year. So that much Thalapuranam the place has. So on December 29th, 1879, so Arudra Darshan has been celebrated in the Shiva temple. So devotees has taken the Shiva Nataraj idol from the Bhuminatha temple to parade the deity in the streets of Tiruchilli. So at late night, 1 a.m., it's on 30th December 1879. So when festivities were concluding, so deity being carried back to the temple, a small sharp cry of newborn baby was heard just outside the temple. Just across the street from his old temple is the house. So that boy is Venkataraman, so son of Alagamal and Sundaram Iyer. So who was later being claimed by world as Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. That was about his born. And so next, he is the second son. So he's the second child out of 4 children born to Alagamal and Sundaram Iyer. So Sundaram Iyer, his father, is a successful pleader in the court and he's a self-made man and he's renowned throughout the area for his generosity and wisdom. So Venkatramana, at the age of 12, his father passed away. So with his elder brother, Venkataramana was shifted to Madurai to his uncle's house. So there he went to American Mission High School. Now he was an average student, but he was very good at sports. He was a strong and healthy boy. He used to wrestle also. So, and after that, a transformative event had happened in the year 1895 in the month of November. That time he was like 15 years of age. Just before his 16th birthday, when he met his elderly relative who has just come from Arunachala, he was astonished, like Venkatraman boy, he was astonished. So he knew that Arunachalam was a sacred place, but he never knew that one could go actually go there. So the second thrill or surprise to him came soon. His uncle borrowed a book of 63 Tamil saints. So the 63 Tamil saints book name is the Periya Puranam. So it's about the Periya Puranam. So the boy picked it up and surprisingly, he read it and felt overwhelmed after he reading that. So with such ecstatic wonder that such divine love and faith was possible, and there has been such beauty in life. So he got through that experience and the stories or the tales of the renunciation which is leading to the divine union inspired him a lot with a lot of awe and emulation. And that was his transformation after he reading the book. So a few months later, the healthy boy, he was very strong and healthy, but in the upstairs, when he was in the upstairs at his uncle's house, so all of a sudden, a violent fear of death overcame him. In spite of crying out for help, he just felt, I'm going to die. So he felt that strange, and he had this feeling. When he had this feeling, he questioned himself, what does death means? So what is dying really means? So is it the body that dies or what? So he dramatized the event by the imagination, the state of rigor mortis by lying stiff, laid stiff, holding back breath. He was not breathing, holding back breath, and voice like that. That's no voice. So, and his body, he was imagining like his body would be carried to burn to ashes, and he still felt a thought there that I still feel the full force of my personality and I within me. So this is apart from my body. So he finally felt or experienced that he is the supreme spirit transcending his body. So that was a great experience he had in when he was like just 15. So the body dies, but the spirit can't, it cannot be defeated or it cannot be touched by the death. So that was his experience. So, and he was granted the certainty that he was a deathless spirit. So from that moment, he realized, and the ultimate permanent awakening or the ultimate permanent awareness within him, like the ego of individual sense to union to God. So this brought him a lot of awakening and change. And a boy, he no longer before he used to play a lot of games, he used to swim, he used to wrestle all these things. But from that moment, he don't have any interest to play with his friends, and his food habits changed. So he lost interest in studies since he's average, but he lost interest in studies. So occupied with divine awareness, and every evening he would go to Meenakshi temple and stand and stare for a long time. And he was motionless, staring before images of Shiva, Meenakshi, and 63 stains with waves of emotions. There's a lot of emotions to the God. It's nothing he can see. It's just the emotions, the God, the union God, the self-awakening, awareness, all these things. So he's experiencing the transformation a lot. So on the day of August 29, 1896, so 2 months after he had this self-awakening or a self-awareness experience, he was attempting to write English grammar lesson. So, but he was not interested, and forcibly a feeling of futility. He pushed away papers and sat crossing his legs and abandoned himself to meditation. So his elder brother was observing all this, what's happening, and he started scolding Venkatramana for his irresponsibilities, of his such indifferences to responsibilities, and pointed out that if he is insisted acting like sadhu, what is the point of staying here and playing a role of student? You're not interested, then why you're acting like a student? So then boy recognized the truth in his brother's words, and he thought, where to go. Then immediately Arunachala leaped into his consciousness. So then he decided he was planning to go to Arunachala. There was like an old map, and he was looking at that, and he suddenly got an idea after some time. So the boy told his brother that the Venkatramana, he told his brother that he need to attend special class on electricity. So unconsciously, his elder brother told him to take, there is like 5 rupees in the downstairs, go take for your journey and the class. And in the on the way of his journey, he asked to pay his college fees. So he left a note in the cupboard. I have set up in a quest of my father in accordance with his command on virtuous enterprise. So let none grieve over this act, and let no money be spent on such. And he enclosed the remaining 2 rupees for his brother's college fees. So he gazes at the at the old map, and he made a decision, and he went away from the home. So after 3 days, after 3 days of leaving his home, he finally reached his destination on September 1st, 1896. So in these 3 days, what happened is, so Venkatramana, he has spent all his money. So he was staying in one place. So he's having some ruby ear tops, and as a Brahmin, they keep, right. So he's having, and that worth like 20 rupees. So he sold it for 4 rupees for his expenses, and to finish up his journey and to reach the destination. So, and finally he reached the destination on September 1st, 1896 year. So with his quick steps, his heart pouring out of love, looking throbbing with joy, he rushes straight to the temple Arunachala. Like he stood alone in blissful union before the idol of Father Arunachala. So the quest achieved, his thirst got fulfilled, and his journey forever ended. So that was his experience. And leaving temple. So he was like leaving the temple out. He was wandering out into the town at a time. So he threw all his possession, including he has earned 4 rupees, right, by selling his rubies. So he left with 3.5 rupees change. So 3 rupees 50 paise change, like that. So that was his last time he touched money, and he threw it in the tank. So he removed his garments and used a loincloth and cast the remaining into the tank. Everything he dropped into the tank. So somebody noticing his mood of his renunciation, he advised to have a barber remove his hair, and Venkatramana agreed. So before entering the temple, he had a short, hard shower of water bath that burst down from the clouds naturally. That was the divine blessings, like all formalities completed. So he took up his abode in 1,000 pillared hall. So he sat giving himself up to total absorption in bliss of being day by day and night by night. He was like meditating, and he continued for weeks, and he lost in ecstasy, never speaking. So it was very calm from the day he came. And at that time, Saint Seshadri Swami arrived to Tiruvannamalai. So the school boys started making mischievous things like throwing stones on him, disturbing him, because he's of same age, right? So he was like doing some naughty things, and also Seshadri Swami, who was there, attempted to keep the children away from him, but he couldn't, but he failed. So Ramana Swami, like Venkatramana, went to, noticing all this, Venkatramana, he went to the underground, to the cell, like a cellar shrine, and he sat in the dark hall, and he lost into the meditation. He went into the deep meditation at that was at Patala Lingam. So in those days, these vault was neglected, but visited. This was neglected by human, but visited by mosquitoes, ants, and vermin. So when people discovered him few weeks later, he was in bad shape, physically, with insects feasting upon his. So the predators looked as a prey and preyed upon the boy's flesh until his thighs were covered with sores and pus. So these marks remain till the end of his life. So see, all the mosquitoes or the insects, they are bothering him, biting him, harming him, even though he's not caring, because he knew the truth that he's not the body, he's the soul. And he went into the deep meditation where he doesn't know all these things happening also. Maybe happening, he know, but he didn't think that important, right? So we should be very thankful, like we are given very nice environment, nice family, and nice atmosphere and all. We can sit and meditate at home, right? So these masters, these great masters, have showed how to live really, right? So even we have a small issue, we should overcome that, like thinking how to solve it and all, and meditating, all these things. Okay, it's a great inspiration we can take from them, like how we can meditate and all, right? So it's a great inspiration, like to get transformed. So, and then the few weeks he spent, there was a descent of hell, but yet absorbed in the bliss of being. He was unknown. He was still all the time. So later he was moved to Subramaniam temple shrine, so temple garden, and again to hall of the temple vehicles, and later to a tiny cave on main Arunachalam hill named after Saint Virupaksha, who used the cave centuries ago. So this cave became his residence for several years, and he knew the hill, and he knew the whole hill because it was to roam, and he explored to many caves and places on the hill. So he used to stay on the hill and come up and go daily. So one day, mother came and recognized, like his uncle also came and recognized, but he didn't go. And his mother also came and recognized her child, but she couldn't pursue him, and she had left alone. So, and later his mother left her home, and then she came to stay with son. So devotees, putting their hands together, they built a small room on the cave in 1922, and so in the year 1922, she got sick, and the disciple marked that she passed away. But Ramana Maharshi Swami corrected, saying, no, it's not like she has passed away. She has been observed. So on foot of hill's mother's samadhi was built, so which later developed as a temple. A Sanskrit poet and scholar Ganapati Muni is very close to him, so he rushed and climbed the hill to meet the young sage, and he declared the young sage would be Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. A great master can recognize another great master, right? So he recognized Ramana Maharshi as Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, and from then he was called as Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. So Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi was very close to Ganapati Muni also, and so for 3 years and after that Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. So he remained in silence for 3 years, and from there a new phase has started. So that he began to talk and give discourses. So some of the devotees preserved these scripts, so manual scripts, and they later published in various languages, like publishing the books and all. So that was thing. And from 1946, for about 7 years, the Skanda Ashramam became Maharshi's abode, and he was accessible to anyone who came to him. So it's like he's irrespective of religion, caste, race. So he used to give access to anybody equally. So his extraordinary intellectual and spiritual accomplishments were revealed to the world through his books of many languages. So his messages and teachings in simple and direct, and for him, it's like all souls are the already realized souls, but you have to merely remove the ignorance, it is gain the knowledge. So the ignorance of not knowing yourself, just remove that. So you're already realized, and you'll get connected, that you will realize that you'll self-realize that you are the soul. So the realization of the self. So it's distinct from the body and ego, and it can be achieved here and now by self-inquiry with the question, who am I? He used to always tell, Nan Yahar. So he realized that he is God and God is he. So he's telling, like, you also remove or wash over the ignorance of knowing, ignorance of not knowing yourself. gain the knowledge of knowing yourself, you self-realize and you distinct the body from ego, and you can achieve whenever it's here or now, whenever it is, you can achieve the like self-inquiring the question. You ask yourself, who am I? So that was Ramana Maharshi was telling. And Ramana Maharshi Bhagwan's grace extended not only to humans, but beyond the human family, so to the animals too. So his identification, bonding, and rapport was with all the living beings like cows, monkeys, dogs, peacocks, snakes on hill, birds, everything. So approaching to him, the animals also used to play and receive some perks or return gifts like eatables from him. So his physical condition in the year 1949 has begun to deteriorate. So he underwent a surgery for tumor, but he never asked for the treatment. But depending upon his disciples' request, he don't want to say no to them. He just left for them. So he took a surgery, but in spite of worse bad pain, he remained calm and silent. So on the day of 14th April 1950, he attained Mahasamadhi. So when the exact time of his Mahasamadhi, observatory reported that they witnessed an unidentified sparkling radiant meteor flying across the sky and across the hill, and the sky, they like thousands of people all over, they noticed this. So to his devotees, he is very much still there in the ashramam, and his presence is deeply felt. And his devotee, wherever he is, whenever he is, he wants to seek, he is willing to seek the blessings of Ramana Maharshi. He is always available, and many devotees feel his presence. Even people from other countries, from foreign people, also come there and meditate. And we have our masters also who go to Arunachala and meditate. So you may share your experience at the end, masters. So the sage. So Ramana Maharshi, he is the sage of Arunachala, and the geologist says that Arunachala is of many million years old as Earth, as old as universe, as old as the time, as old as the space. So it is revered as a manifestation of Lord Shiva and is a major pilgrimage site. So they say like Kailasha Parvatam is where Shiva resides, but Arunachala Giri or Arunachala mountain is the form of Shiva itself. So they believe that it is a form of Lord Shiva, and specifically the element of fire, the Agni, dedicated to Lord Shiva. So which is one of the Panchabhuta of the, or one of the element in the five elements, and so the temple representing the five elements. So the practice of walking around the hill, the Giri Pradakshina, is a central ritual, and so it is believed that doing that Giri Pradakshina, it's believed that it purifies the mind, burns away karmic impressions, and lead to spiritual awakening and liberation. So Hindu scriptures and traditions indicate that Arunachala can bestow liberation from the cycle of birth and death. So, and it's a place of profound significance for divine connection, especially with Lord Shiva. So Har Har Mahadeva Shambho Shankara. So that's all about Arunachala Giri and Ramana Maharshi, and we'll learn about his teachings. Okay, that is more important, right? So the teaching is like, I'll talk about few. And the fact that you exist is irrefutable proof that God exists. So, it is a fact that you exist, right? So you can't it is impossible to deny, to prove that God also exists, right? So that is one of his sayings. And he says his learning is a continuous process. Keep on meditating. He has read a book about 63 trains. That is the Swadhyaya he has done. And one of his elderly relative he met when he came from Arunachal, right? The elderly person. That is the Sajjana Sangatya. So because of Swadhyaya reading the book and Sajjana Sangatya, he gained a lot of knowledge, and there was like a transformation had happened to him. He realized he had done the process of self-realization, and he didn't keep it aside. He took it seriously, and he did the sadhana, and he meditated, and now he's a great master, right? So that is the impression we can get. So the meditating swadhyaya, sajjana sangatya, that works. So that is our principle says. So, and the third one is, so when the body is not the real you, you are not the doer, right? So we know that we are not the body, we are the souls. And who is the doer? So you have no mastery. So your involvement in many things that happen is actually zero. So all that exists is just a thought. So such a feeling is karma yoga. So you're not the doer of karma. So karma continues to happen, right? So that's what the karta is, the God. Everything is God. God is doing. So, and for example, if you're working in a office, some people may think, because of me only this office is surviving. No, it is not true. It is just the Maya. So if not you, somebody could be replaced, right? So your involvement in many things that happen is actually zero. So we are just the karma. We are not the karta. The karta is the God, right? So that's what you said. And the fourth one is controlling the mind. So organizing thoughts and practicing and continuous practice reveals the limitations of material things, and that teaches the pleasures they offer are temporary. So it brings an experience, the wisdom with that detachment is achieved. So from now on, all that remains is peace within. So that is not someone will give us. That is, we have to earn ourselves. Do not depend upon somebody emotions. Do not depend on somebody sayings and all. So it is our mind that organizes the thoughts. And if we continuously practice, then we will know that the peace or the happiness is not outside, it is within ourselves, and we can earn, right? So he's telling, if you're he's telling another statement like, if you are within yourself, means you are a meditative. So if you are within yourself, you are meditative. So through in deep meditation, like practicing more and more meditating, you will know the whole universe is residing in our body, right? So everything is residing in our body, the 9 planets. So the 9 planets are here across the head. This is the sun part. And we have all 14 lokas, right? So, and we have all 5 elements, what not. So everything that is having in the universe is in ourselves only. So if you are within yourself, you are a meditator. So if you are with yourself, you are a yogi. Okay. If you are within, you are a meditator. If you are with yourself, you are a yogi. It's telling. So it's telling Bhagavad Gita teaches us how to live in reality, how to realize the reality of the soul. And so experiences are our teacher. So experiences is the teacher. So the true education, the experience is the true education, experience is the true soul. So the eye in the hearts of all beings is the soul. So in deep sleep and deep meditation, the real self is present. So the real self is soul. So that consciousness is the knowledge. So he's telling that. And the other thing is the mind itself shows this world. So when the mind merges with the soul, it closes the world. Worldly things and all, right? So I repeat again, the mind itself shows the world. So when the mind merges with the soul, it closes the world. So mind is a friend. So if you want the mind to be your friend, it acts as a friend. If you want the mind to be your enemy, it acts as an enemy. So it all is in your hands, the mind, how to behave and all. So that is like sadhana, we can make a good friend of our mind, and then we can feel the real pleasures and all. So the other thing, the pursuit of knowledge transforms social service into spiritual yoga. From service comes love, and from love comes service. So Manava Seve, Madhava Seve, Jeevude, Devudu, all these things we'll know, right? So So the knowledge, it transformed the social service into spiritual yoga. It's a kind of sadhana. So, and also there were letters from Sri Ramana Ashramam. So it was Suri Nagamma Garu. So she was chosen to cast the immortal sayings of divine personality onto the paper. So she used to write letters, what is happening in Ramanashrama. And the letter she wrote, she used to show Ramana Maharshi, and upon his agreement only, she used to post the letter. She used to post the letters like they to her brother, so the Sri D.S. Shastri Garu. So she did like 273 letters she has posted to her brother. So in that, the book is Sri Ramanashramam Lekalu. So that was the book, and it's available in English also. And so one I'll tell. So Lakshmi was Ramana Maharshi's favorite cow. So there was like a festival that they celebrate in Tamil Nadu, the Mattu Pongal. So it is like so decorating the cows and feeding the domestic animals, and decorating the domestic animals and feeding the domestic animals with pongal. So that Lakshmi, she was like smeared with turmeric and adorned with kumkum, and her thorns and her neck were decorated with the garlands of flowers. And so Ramana Maharshi, he was standing in the Goshala in between the cows. So Surya Nagamma Garu, she witnessed like looking at that image. So she got reminded as Lord Krishna itself is standing in Repalle. So that was a beautiful experience she had, and everything she used to write in the form of letters and sent to brother D.S. Shastri, and now they became the witnesses, like for us to know how it was in that time and all these things. So, and we are so fortunate to learn more about Ramana Maharshi. And because of time, there are like so many things that if we keep on talking, there are like so many things about all these masters. The essence I have just brought into French, and hope you all enjoyed it. And let me show his pictures. I will share these few pictures. Ramana Maharshi. When he was like 15 years of age. Meditating, reading books, writing. And here you can see his time with the animals, how he's sharing the eatables and all. Dogs, monkeys. There were like peacocks and other animals, snakes also. Ramana Maharshi resting. And this is Ramanashramam. So we have our masters here, like who went there. The pictures of Ramanashramam. And from the hill, this is the glance of the temple, how it looks. The 4 main dwaras and the 4 inner on the temple. The meditation hall, where like many people come visit and meditate. Whoever meditate, they feel a tremendous experience, like very peaceful, where they just want to sit there forever. They just don't want to leave that place at all. That's the great experience. And this is his medal. And that's the end. Thank you all, masters, for listening so patiently. Yes, Lokesh Master.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. Let's go for meditation. Please
Yes,
guide us.
masters. Yeah. Masters, please take a comfortable posture. Make yourself more flexible, ease, calm. Today we have learned more. We have reminded about the great master Ramana Maharshi, Bhagwan Sri Ramana Maharshi. So in his presence, in his energies, let's meditate and astrally travel to Ramanashtamam, Arunachalagiri and all. And let's meditate in his presence, divine presence, silence. And so please sit in a comfortable posture. You may drink 1 glass of water. Here is a tip I'll tell. Like if any master is not feeling to meditate or got disturbing from external world and all, you close your ears and eyes and just feel within yourself. Do it daily for at least 2 minutes, and then you go, and then after that you remove your hands from ears and all, and sit in a comfortable posture and all, and meditate. That is a very efficient way that will help you a lot. Okay, so now sit in a comfortable posture with your hands clasped. Close your eyes. Remove any spectacles if you're using. And you may sit on a sofa or chair with your feet crossed. If you want, you may lean to make your spine more comfortable. Sit in a calm place. Just breathe calmly by consciously observing your own breath that is happening naturally. You don't have to do any kumbhaka, no rechaka, no pranayama, no mantra, no japa. It's just consciously observing your own breath. And if you have any unnecessary thought, please cut it. So just observe the breath, stay relaxed. Feel the presence of Ramana Maharshi. Divine grace is essential for realization. Or the question like, who am I? That is the ultimate truth. The ego must die, must vanish. It's the purity of the soul you all need. The ego falls when one inquires, who am I? And enters the heart. The very purpose of self-inquiry is to focus the entire mind as its source. Merging into source of ego is the fullness of consciousness. Abiding there is a realization. There must be an effort to go inward all the time until the self is realized. What seeks his real self will not be afraid of any obstacle. I give up the body consciousness. We need the soul consciousness. The thought, I am the body, is ignorant. Direct your attention only towards removing the ignorance. Mind alone is the cause of bondage, and release it. Success in turning the mind inward is achieved by practice, and you can succeed it gradually. Inquiry and the devotion. Attachment is the bondage. Attachment disappears with the elimination of the ego, the I. Renunciation and realization are the same. Renunciation is giving up of the ego. You renounce and give up everything. The remaining is only the liberation. The self is like pearl. To find it, you must dive deep into the silence, deeper and ever, until it is reached. Silence is the speech of the self. Silence is the truth, silence is the bliss, silence is the peace, and silence is the self. Perfect peace is of the self. Once mind is peace, the whole world will appear peaceful. Be in still. Stillness means destroying yourself, because every name and form is the cause of trouble. Still like a hill. Remaining in contact with realized sage, the man gradually loses the ignorance. The Guru's grace works automatically and spontaneously. Reality is the only one, and that is the self, and rest is not. The self is the consciousness, and it is alone the real, nothing else is. Effortless and choiceless awareness is our true nature. Existence or consciousness is the only reality. The bliss of the self is always with you, and you will find it in yourself if you try to seek it honestly. Happiness is our true nature. And happiness does not depend on our possessions or achievements. We are the form of happiness. To be one's own self is samadhi, a deep meditative state. Mind alone is samadhi. One's own reality which shines within everyone as the heart itself is the ocean of unalloyed bliss. The power of Dhyana, self-realization, is more powerful than all occult powers. Siddhi is to know and realize that which is ever real. Self-abidance alone is a miracle. The other miracles are like dreams. Rebirth is due to impressions which are binding, but they are destroyed in the one of self-realization. Forgetfulness is the real nature of real death. Remembrance, it is the true birth. Keep on gaining knowledge, never forget it. There is neither past nor future, there is only present. Live in the present moment, the self-realizing. Each person will get results according to his thoughts. Free will and destiny are ever existent, and destiny is the result of past action. Absolute consciousness is the self-awareness.
கரமருளி காப்பாயே. அருணாச்சல சிவ
Last 3 minutes, masters. Last 1 minute, masters. Be with your breath, close your eyes. Last 30 seconds, masters. Come to the body consciousness. Be with your breath, close your eyes. Last 5 seconds, masters. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now slowly take your hands, rub them, and keep them on your eyes. 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly look into your hands. Slowly open your eyes and look into your hands. And spread that energy all over from your head, top of your head to the bottom of the body. Master, we had a wonderful meditation. Thank you all.
Thank you, madam. Thank
you.
you for sharing the profound teachings of Bhagavan in such a simple and powerful way. Thank you for the beautiful and wonderful meditation.
I have to thank you. I have to thank you, Lokesh Garu. You insisted. Today we actually had sharing of experiences, but you insisted like we'll talk about Ramana Maharshi, and thank you so much for that opportunity.
Yeah. Anyway, we are sharing experiences on this day on Bhagavan.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, masters? You can share your experience on Bhagavan and Arunachalam. You can raise your hand.
Any masters who have visited Arunachalam, Ramana Maharshi Ashramam? Reddy Prabhakar is here.
So, madam,
Chandrasekhar. Yeah. Yeah. Unmute yourself. Please, somebody raised hand. Can you turn on your camera and unmute yourself? experience we shared today about Ramana Maharshi and Arunachan. Being in silence, gaining more knowledge, washing away the ignorance, self-realizing. That is the ultimate truth.
Yeah.
Means-
Good evening, madam. Good
Good
evening,
evening.
madam.
Yeah.
I have not visited Arunachalam, but everybody is telling Arunachalam is temporarily good base for for future. But I have not visited, but I have to visit. But very good. It's
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing,
great.
Rajshekar garu.
Yeah. It's why some who is visited. One of my friends are visited. They told me after visiting very well, positive words for Arunachalam. They are telling, but we have to visit once when they are when we have blessing of Arunachalam. We don't know, but we have to once visit the Arunachalam.
Yeah, yeah. They
For
say like only choose
visited,
and reach there. Even I
yeah, for
didn't go.
visiting.
I have to visit.
Yes. For visiting only, for God blessing is available for visiting also.
Yeah,
For,
yeah.
that's what
Yes.
we are waiting for. We have to go, but when God will call us, we don't know. We'll see, madam.
It's everything in your mind and your thought. That's it. God will not restrict anybody to visit him, right? It's
Okay,
just you
okay,
make a decision and go.
okay, madam. Thank you.
Yeah. Have a thought and that thought gets manifested, right?
Okay.
Have that thought and ask blessings of Lord Shiva. Definitely we can visit. Thanks for sharing, Rajshekar garu. Yeah. And the Xiaomi, some number has raised hand again. Unmute yourself. If I see masters commenting like Reddy Prabha garu saying she goes every Purnami, Arunachalashami, Ramanashtami, and do meditation for hours. That amazing experience. Yeah, is she here now?
No, she left.
Oh,
Yes, Ramchandran sir, you can unmute sir.
and Sunita garu saying thank you, and somebody is saying like visited few times. Is we all are good. We'll end the session. With his blessings and continuously practice doing meditation, all the masters who have achieved the state of Samadhi, they all are inspiring us. They have showed us to meditate, to gain knowledge and all, how to be in silence, how to control our mind, how to be, and all those things. So let's get a great inspiration. And we are provided a beautiful surroundings that doesn't harm us. So taking that a golden opportunity, please keep on meditating and gaining knowledge and sharing your experiences. Thank you so much.
Let's thank Universe and Mahavatar Foundation for giving us this platform to learn wisdom from many masters. And let's thank all the masters who have attended the show. Thank you, thank you. Please don't miss the session tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the part 2 of autobiography of a yogi. So please don't miss the session tomorrow. See you all. Good night.
Yeah, autobiography of Yogi Part 2. Yesterday we done Part 1 and